And we welcome you to Talk of the Town for this Friday, August 21st. I'm Gary Stevens. We'll be open line following the 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock news blocks. Patty Vandenberg will join us in a little less than an hour with what's new around Holland. And we should be joined in our 10:30 segment on this third Friday of the month by Allegan County Clerk Bob Janetsky to talk a little hockey and talk a lot about the elections. And we have some questions to ask him, and you'll have questions to ask him as well. But our first half hour on this third Friday of the month, we devote to talking about telecommunications issues with the phone lady, as we like to call her. She is Ruth Gaudard from AT&T. She joins us via Zoom connection. Good morning, Ruth. Hope all is well with you and everybody at AT&T.
Well, as far as I know, we're still working from home like most people, and we're getting it done.
Indeed. And if you got a question for Ruth, no, you cannot join the Zoom connection. We don't play nice that way. No, but we play nice over the phone at 395-1450, 395-1450. I'll ask you a sticky question, Ruth, more than anything else to get us started here. Has some of the provisions that AT&T has made for its customers to sort of help them through not the onslaught, but the effects of the COVID-19 outbreak, have those provisions expired? Have they continued? Are they continuing? Especially trying to help those who may be not getting all the income they used to have before all this hit back in March.
Right. Well, yes, the Connect America Pledge, which all carriers participated in, did expire, but I will remind people, we are always have been and will continue, if you have difficulty paying your bill, call us. We will work with you. We can make payment arrangements. We are always and always have been open to doing that. And now more than ever, it is important. Contact us, call us, and we will work with you to make sure that your service stays on. And we work out a payment arrangement, splitting it up, whatever, so that your service can stay connected. Along with that, I do want to mention, especially with school starting back up and so many students being online learning for the fall at least, we do still have the access from AT&T low cost internet connection. We have expanded the eligibility. It's based on income. Let me see. Household income based on 135% or less than the federal poverty guidelines. Or if anyone in the household participates in the National School Lunch Program or a Head Start program. Now, you call up, there is no commitment, no contract, no deposit, no installation fee. We will send you the router with instructions. If you have trouble installing it, we will come out and install it for you with no fee. And it's, I believe, $10 a month. Right now, we are waiving the home internet data overage fees until the end of September. That may get extended, I don't know. But we've been working with schools ever since last spring to try and get mobile hotspots so that students, if they don't have access at home, can go to a parking lot of a school, or maybe a school bus parks in a central place. Students can go there and connect that way. This is another way, and that is through school districts. This is another way directly for consumers to get internet access at a very reasonable price, no contract, no commitment. You don't like it, cancel it. No deposit. It's a really good program for people.
I'm smiling a little bit, Ruth, because when you mentioned about the internet access through the school buses, the image of what happened at West Ottawa High School in late June when they held their outdoor graduation ceremony with the bus as a backdrop, and I, mentioned Brent Allen of our staff here, who is very big in the West Ottawa district, and I says, great backdrop with the school bus in the background. He says, actually, that's where the internet connection is going through.
That's right. That's right. It has worked out really well over these hot spots that school districts are purchasing. Some local governments are purchasing them. Over in Kent County, we're working with them right now to identify townships, especially in more rural areas of the county, that the county would put a hotspot, and they're very reasonably priced. This is CARES money that the county is using, but they put it, say, on a light pole at a township hall parking lot. People can come day or night, anytime, park in that parking lot, access the internet, whether they want to do homework, learning, or if they're doing something for work or looking for a job or whatever. It's a really good, very customer-focused, resident-focused service. So, all carriers are working. We are working very hard to make sure that people still have the resources they need to live their daily lives.
395-1450, 395-1450. If you have a question for the phone lady, Ruth Goddard from AT&T. She can answer telecommunications questions in general, and of course AT&T, Uverse, and DirecTV in particular, and the products that you do have. Couple of things I do want to point out. First, you mentioned at the beginning when we talked about meeting customers' needs that may be having some tough economic times. What you said at the beginning echoes a lot of what we hear from credit experts, from financial experts. We hear it from Clark Howard, who's you can hear out there on Radio Land every weekday from noon till 3 here on WHTC, and Saturdays from 3 until 6. Clark Howard says the key to surviving, this situation, if you're having some financial trouble, talk to the creditors directly. Don't wait until, just because I'm going to call them, they're going to want their money now. Well, they might understand you can't give them the money now.
Right. It's always, again, communication, which is our business, but communication is key. We'll work with you, keep us informed. We know you want to pay your bill. We know you maybe cannot pay your bill. We'll work with you to find a way to do so. There's, and that's true of any creditor. I don't care if it's your credit card company or your electric company or anybody. Nobody wants to inflict the trauma and harm of turning some service off. So we're here. We'll work with you. If you can't or don't want to call in, at least stop into one of our stores and see. I don't know. They can try and help too. I don't know that they have the ability to enter the payment agreements, but they can certainly then work with you to have somebody from AT&T get a hold of you to work these out. And I do want to remind people our store over on West Shore Drive is open. We are requiring masks, social distancing. We're still doing curbside service, but we are open and we will serve you.
395-1450 is the number if you have a question for the phone lady, Ruth Gaudard of AT&T. One thing that I do want to mention from previous conversations and previous phone calls we've had with Ruth will try her best to answer some technical questions, but she is not, let's just say, completely tech savvy about some of the particulars as to why maybe your satellite feed isn't coming in as well as it should be, or you got some wobbles with your UVerse or your AT&T lines, she can direct you to the right people. But technical things, Ruth is okay, but that's not your expertise.
That's not my arena of expertise. I've always said, and I have almost 45 years with the company, I don't know everything, but I know where to go to get those answers.
All right. The reason why I brought this up, Ruth, is the fact that when you were talking about access to internet, be it for schools, communities, access is one thing, bandwidth is another, and that has become an issue as more and more people are using not only the wireless but also the Ethernet. And if you got a home with 3, 4, or 5 students all virtual learning at the same time, the bandwidth can go away real fast.
Well, it does. It obviously, it may slow down some, but our network has held up very, very well. We've been, whether it's the wireline or the wireless, our networks have held up very well. I live in the city of Lansing. I have had no trouble. Absolutely. I have a wireless router. I don't have the fastest speed in town, but I don't notice any lag time. I mean, I can go back and forth. Now, Gary, you and I were just talking about how long it took for your email to come into me with the link for this, but if for the most part, if I click on something to open it, I don't have any lag time. And I think that's probably true of most people. There are going to be times, you're right, if there's 3, 4, or 5 people on a device, it might be a little slower, but it's still workable.
Now, the thing is, Ruth, let me throw this at you. One thing is, the Ethernet situation. The other thing is the wireless. The 4K right now, the 5K being rolled out. More and more communities are getting that, but still, that could cause a problem. Not so much where maybe your family is all together, but say, and we're supposed to be socially distant, but as well as I do, some of the areas you get a lot of people, say in downtown Holland, trying to access via the wireless via the 4K or 5K. It's going to be a little slow.
Well, and that's where, especially in downtown areas, the small cell comes into play, because those are the very small wireless antennas that are placed typically on a light pole or maybe a traffic light or whatever. It really adds both capacity and speed for the wireless networks. And I don't think we have, in fact, I'm sure we do not have any in Holland right now. I don't know what the build plan is, because that's not my department's budget. But it like downtown Grand Rapids, downtown Detroit, over in Farmington and Portage over by Kalamazoo, they have small cells, and it does increase the speed and the capacity, which is the important thing.
395-1450. Good morning. You're on the line with AT&T's Ruth Gaudard.
Oh, good morning, Ms. Stevens. Good morning, Ruth. Thank you for your wonderful service there in Holland, Michigan. Could you give us your telephone number at your office of Lansing? I'd like to call and talk to you.
Okay, what's that phone number?
517-515-1945.
One more time.
517-515-1945.
Thank you.
I appreciate the call. 395-1450. Good morning. You're on the line with Ruth Gaudard.
Good morning. I have a question actually about DirecTV, and maybe she can direct me where to go. We have lost channels, and when I called AT&T DirecTV, they told me, well, what we had was a COVID special, but that's not true. We had these channels way before COVID. So I don't know who to contact or how to find out why we've lost some channels.
I don't know the answer to that, but if you will call me after the show and give me your contact information, I will have someone call you so that you don't have
that would be wonderful.
Go through all of the.
Did you get the number earlier, caller?
No, I did not.
Okay, Ruth, repeat your number again.
Sure, 517-515-1945.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the call. 395-1450. One more call before the break. Good morning. You're on the line with Ruth Gaudard of AT&T. Yes, you're on the air. Please turn on your.
I'm on the air. I had lost my internet and phone system. I have been a customer since 1962. I spent over 3 hours at numerous times trying to get a hold of a person, and it was really irritating. Thank you.
I appreciate the call. 395-1450. As Clark Howard would say, it's customer no service. Sometimes
right. Well, and believe me, callers, I do understand the frustration of going through the voice prompts and everything. That is, I mean, we've had these for years, and it's an effort to try and get your problem resolved quicker, rather than have to wait to talk to somebody. A lot of times you can answer these questions, push a button on your phone, and you'll go right into a queue for repair or whatever, and it'll automatically come back and tell you your ticket number and stuff like that. So, these are very frustrating, but we're always looking and working to improve it. Right now, the corporation has a big push on transforming, moving faster, and, once again, focusing on customer service.
Ruth, as Paul Harvey used to say, let's do some shop talk, and the shop talk being the fact of wireless. And the merger now is complete, and pretty soon the yellow of Sprint will become all pink for T-Mobile. How is AT&T responding to this challenge of now with them, T-Mobile, and with Verizon in the wireless field?
Well, it has definitely affected market share when you merge two, put all their customers together. But at the end of the day, we are continuing to provide the best networks, the best speeds, and we tweak pricing all the time. The whole industry does, kind of in response to what other companies are doing. But we feel our product, our network speaks for itself. And some things, pricing, et cetera, may be reactionary, but as I said, our network, we honestly feel, and tests have proven, our network is the best, is the fastest, the most reliable. So, there will be churn, people will cross companies and go with this one and that one. But at the end of the day, history has shown people come back to where do they get the best product. And we feel our network is the best. Things are reactionary, pricing is reactionary, but that's not going to change the quality of our network.
One question, I think we've addressed it before in the past, Ruth, is the fact of trying to retain customers. It's almost as if, and Clark Howard has mentioned it in his program, you might as well stay with a company for a year or two and then jump to another one because you get a better deal, because you stay with the company, loyalty doesn't count for much, and many of the discounted deals to get people to subscribe, they go away, and when you try to say, you try to say, well, what happened to this price?
Yeah.
You're back to normal pricing now, and good luck trying to get a cheaper rate. How does AT&T try to keep its customers loyal?
Well, I think we've seen less promotional pricing. We know here on this show, a lot of people call and say, hey, my promotional price expired and my bill went up, $40, $50. That's exactly why I think we're seeing less promotional pricing from, I don't want to say established companies, but you're seeing less promotional pricing. There will always be some promotional price. And when your promotion expires, call us. We may have another promotion that you can qualify for. It may not be as good as the one that just ended, but call us, and again, we'll try and work with you. I personally am not a fan of promotional pricing. I kind of feel like people have budgets just like companies do, and they budget this much, and when it changes, it throws them into a little bit of chaos. And if they get a price and it's a good price and it's a good product, then they'll stick with it. And I think probably down the road, that's probably what you're going to see. When I said earlier that the company is looking at moving faster, not just our internal process, not just moving faster for the customer, but for our internal processes, so we can make those kinds of decisions to help customers faster and with a lot less layers to go through. So if you call in, our people will have more flexibility, authority, whatever, to work with you and really drill down to what you need.
The phone number again to get a hold of you, Ruth Goddard, in your Lansing offices?
517, on my cell.
Yeah.
517-515-1945.
We have that number in case somebody missed it. And Ruth, as always, we appreciate your time. We're out of time, as they say. Plenty of things to talk about.
I'm going to send you an email, Gary, with the number for people to call for that access internet. So if anybody is interested, you can pass it on.
We will certainly do that. Ruth, take care. We'll talk to you next month.
Thanks.
And that is Ruth Gaudard from AT&T on the WHTC Talk of the Town program.